Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Awakened Spirit. My name is Melanie Sheree. If you're new here, I am a lifelong psychic medium. I am a spiritual transformation facilitator, coach, teacher, and guide. And I'm here today to talk to everybody about what an energy blockage is, what stuck energy is, and how to heal that for yourself. So if you are in the spiritual community, you've probably come along something in your journey where somebody is talking about energy blockages or energy being stuck. And I wanted to take today to really dive into that. So, what is an energy blockage and what is stuck energy? Because I know we've all been stuck. I've personally absolutely been stuck in my life, and it's very frustrating when you hit that space and you just can't get past that wall, right? Whether it's like the world putting up this blockage where you just can't get through something, or whether it's this repeating pattern or behavior that seems to be really frustrating. There's so many different aspects to this. So, to keep it simple, an energy blockage or stuck energy is energy that is asking to be resolved within you. And it is stuck or blocking your energy because it's not yet resolved, it's not yet conscious, and you have not yet been able to face that energy, move through it, and resolve it. So, on a basic level, that is what an energy blockage or stuckness is. So, how do we get to moving that energy blockage or stuckness? If you're highly sensitive, if you're empathic, if you're intuitive, if you're psychic, if you're neurodivergent, and you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. So, the way that I personally go about this in my practice is I look for what that energy is. For me, that's psychically. So I look at that energy, I see that energy, and I address it. I face it head on. And so many of us in our waking lives, I mean, are we not programmed in this world to run away from, avoid, distract, disassociate from anything that is painful? And a lot of times, an energy blockage or energy that is stuck has to do with some type of pain that is asking to be resolved. So, when you hear the term shadow work, a lot of times this is what I'm referring to when I say we have to become conscious of what that is that's asking to be resolved, that's keeping us stuck, that's keeping us from taking our next step before we can move through that energy. And a lot of times, when you start to find that energy, you have to be with it, you have to be conscious of it, and you have to sometimes feel what comes up because, again, we run from our feelings, especially if it's pain. I mean, I have done just about everything in the world, and I have tons of clients that will do just about anything to get away from pain. And part of that can be intellectualizing. So I know a lot of us that are in this community that will go immediately into, well, if I figure it out, if I think about it, if I connect all the dots, if I figure out where it came from, why it's there, who it's associated with, what the energies are around it, what the limits, what the beliefs, then I can move through it. I'm here to tell you today that just simply thinking about it, just simply intellectualizing it, is a way that we try to override facing those energies. So if you find yourself spinning out in an energy when you start to notice that you're stuck, or you start to notice that you're feeling a blockage, or the world is kind of putting up that block where you can't take that step, or where things just are not working or moving forward, or they're slow, then this is absolutely for you. So I'm going to guide you through how to work through, and unstick yourself from any type of energy blockage today. And we're going to go into that practice, but before we can, you have to have the number one spiritual tool for doing any type of energy work, any type of getting free from stuck energy, any type of shadow work. You have to have amusement. And so I'm not saying love and light it away. I'm not saying, spiritual yourself above the pain. I'm saying You have to have something that you can anchor into that is light and amusing and funny and joyful and brings you that lightness, because that energy of that lightness will help you become unstuck from that energy. Let me explain how this works. So, a lot of times we take our pain very seriously. It's painful, it hurts emotionally, there's all these different dynamics. There's, all this emotion and hurt and thought and resentment and frustration and judgment, and all of those energies are very heavy. And the reason that you are stuck in those energies is because when you start to hit that pain or notice that blockage, you go into thinking about it, you go into intellectualizing, you go into verbally processing, you go into disassociating or distracting, or you otherwise try to avoid that pain because of what happens when you go into it, right? The energy around the pain and what we're avoiding experiencing is stuck because there's all of this heaviness and intensity to it. And the way that we release that heaviness and that solidity of that energy, that charge, is by having amusement. Because amusement creates space, it creates permission, and it creates a flow of energy for that stuckness to move, so that we can look at this very heavy, very stuck pain, but we can have this lightness, a little crystal, we can have this lightness that we can anchor into that will act. This is one of my favorite terms that one of my mentorship clients calls this. Our amusement picture can act as spiritual lube to lubricate that stuck energy so that it can become free. So, if you're not already giggling, I want you to think of something that no matter what's going on in the world, it just makes you laugh or joyful, or it could be any situation happening, any amount of chaos, but you just cannot help but have some level of amusement. We just give a personal example, as I love to do on here. That for me is, I saw this TikTok of this person who was dressed up in a T-Rex inflatable outfit, and they were wearing hot pink stilettos, and they were walking down the street with a chihuahua. I don't know why, but that image for me is so funny that no matter what type of horrible, horrific, stuck, painful trauma I am looking at, I can find that amusement picture and find that image, and I can just see this, work through it, feel it, be aware of it, but also it acts as that spiritual lube where I don't have to fall into it and get stuck or become it or become enveloped by it. It allows me a way to have a way that just takes me out of falling all the way into this pain. I want you to think of something like that works for you. I have a few clients that have some really great ones. One of my clients, it's her sister's laugh for her. She says whenever she hears her laugh, she just can't help but crack up. It's just the funniest thing in the world. I've yet to hear her sister laugh, but I believe her. I have another client who references a lot of Rick and Morty, who thinks that those skits in that cartoon is hilarious, and they will use that imagery to help them move through a lot of pain or stuckness when we're working together. So this could be any number of things for you. So I want you to just find that amusement picture, whatever that is for you, have that lightness. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into a short meditation here where we're going to face that stuckness, resolve it, move through it, and we're going to get free of it using that spiritual lube. So if you're ready, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Start to find your body. Notice if it's activated. Just say hello to your body. You don't have to do anything. The body doesn't have to manage this. There's no pressure. You can't mess it up. Go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to visualize a bubble out in front of you. And I want you to let this bubble show you the energy that is keeping you stuck. Let that bubble fill in with a color, a vibration, an image. Just get a sense of what that energy is made out of. Is it a limiting belief? Is it an experience that you had that was really painful, that was difficult, that you maybe didn't process all of the way? Was it a repeated failure that made you hit a lot of invalidation around what you're capable of? Was it a conversation or a relationship with a person that instilled in you this level of pain that's keeping you stuck? Make sure you're breathing. And I just want you to be with that energy for a moment. I won't torture you too long because I know that that bubble is made of pain and invalidation. And if you need to yawn, if your eyes start to water, if you start to sweat, that's okay. That means you're starting to release that energy. Breathe. Just be here with the feelings for another moment. Notice how serious it is, what kind of self-judgments or judgments around this event there are. Notice if there's some level of non-forgiveness or energy that makes you want to jump up out of your chair and go do something right now, that distraction. Maybe you start to feel like you're craving a specific food. Maybe all of a sudden you have a sense of urgency to get things done on your to-do list. That is the energy that's releasing around why you have not been able to face this energy and resolve it. So now that we're looking at it, I want you to shift your attention to that amusement picture. Find that amusement, find that spiritual lube. Don't fall into that energy. It is just energy. And now that we have recognized it, we can take a step back. Find that lightness. Take a nice deep breath. Whether that's your sister's laugh or seeing Miley Cyrus on the wrecking ball, just have that amusement, anchor into it. And notice that you can go into any level of energy and pain and resolve it without becoming it. It's not going to take you down. It's not going to envelop you to the point where you can't come out. As long as you have that anchor into your lightness. Now that that pain is really lubed up, I want you to go ahead and just allow that bubble to explode. And essentially what you're doing is you're destroying that energy and releasing it. You're saying, I unsubscribe from this experience and this energy. I am done being and sitting in it. Find that amusement picture. Be sure to breathe. And now I want you to shift your energy to see the image of you as stuck or with that energy blockage. What does that look like? If you need to push that image a little bit further away from you so that you can have some space from it, that is quite all right. That's perfectly okay to do. You can look at it from 20 feet away. Just zoom right on out. And I want you to just notice what that image is. Is that image of you drowning? Is that image of you not being able to take a next step? Being uncertain? Things moving really slow, like you're walking in quicksand? Being disempowered? Being exhausted? Being unmotivated? What is the image of? Is it an image of being overwhelmed, helpless, boxed in, without any freedom or options? Just notice it. Notice that intensity around it that solidifies that energy. And then take a deep breath and notice your amusement picture. Take your energy out of that experience, out of that picture, back into that lightness. Find that energetic slipperiness that's going to help you release this. Feel that amusement, feel that space and permission. It's not that heavy, it is just energy, and energy can be shifted and changed. So what I want you to do is I want you to look back at that image of you, and I want you to decide that it's boring with some amusement. Wow, this is really boring. I've been experiencing this for the last 12 years. I am so bored with this experience right now. I'm so bored with being stuck. It's actually hilarious. It's hilarious how much energy I've been giving this image. It's so funny that I, as the powerful creator in my world, have been looking at this image of myself and creating that for myself and using my energy towards that image and asking the universe to conspire in my favor for that stuck experience. It's funny. I didn't realize how powerful I was. Wow, I'm such a good manifester. Wow, I'm such a good creator of my reality. It's laughable. Find that amusement picture. Find that lightness and that levity for yourself. Decide that you are done projecting that energy into that picture of you being stuck. Reclaim your energy. Unsubscribe from that experience of being stuck and blow it up. Done. Bye, Felicia. Find your amusement. Take some nice deep breaths. You're almost there. The next thing we're going to do is I want you to see yourself as you are right now in the clothes that you're wearing. And I want you to envision yourself getting, doing, having, and being the exact opposite of what that previous energy image was. So if that energy image previously was of you stuck or drowning or helpless, I want you to see yourself as moving forward, things working out, things moving smoothly, things just happening, you getting your successes, you taking steps forward with ease. And I want you to really feel how that feels when you're in that energy vibration, where you're empowered in your next step, where you're certain about what's to come, where you're in your success. Feel that in your body. Feel that enlivened, invigorated, replenished, empowered version of you. And just decide that you are going to use all of your thought power and energy, your emotional energy, and your ability to visualize to any time you find yourself hitting that wall, that seriousness, that stuckness, to say, you know what? No, I'm bored with that one. That one is really boring. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at this very empowered, very successful, very enlivened version of me. Find that amusement, find that lightness. Reclaim all of your energy, all of your life force, and all of your divine creative magic into this image. And I want you to reach out and grab that image of you and pull it directly into your space. Really feel how it feels to have that now. Take a nice deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come out of meditation, feel into your body, stretch a little bit. Man, that was awesome. I'm very excited for you to take this next step as somebody who is enlivened and empowered, that has moved through any amount of stickiness or blockages. And what you need to do moving forward is anytime that you notice that your thoughts or your emotions or that image is there that you don't want, say, oh, I see you. Find that amusement. I see you, stuck image. I see you, energy block. I feel your judgment and your pain and your stuckness and your heaviness and the seriousness. And you know what? It's really boring. It's really boring. And here's this image of whatever your amusement picture is. Once you notice that you're going there and you say, no, here's my amusement picture. And you choose to take a moment to step back, pull your energy out of that stuckness, and realign yourself with that new vision for yourself. Because your thoughts, your emotions, what you envision for yourself is energy. And if we were to get a little heady here for a second, in quantum physics, scientists have discovered that all energy is matter, and matter and subatomic particles create our reality, and that they both are solid and fixed, but also that they can be fluid. And how is that? It's paradoxical, right? What they found was that when you're observing physical matter in your reality, in your waking life, the particles solidify, they behave like solid matter. But when you are envisioning something for yourself, when you have your eyes closed in meditation, those subatomic particles, the fabric of the nature of our reality and our universe, becomes fluid, like a wave. Your thoughts, your emotions, the things you envision for yourself, they are energy, they are physical matter, and you can shift and change any image, any thought, any emotion, and create that change for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this was incredibly informative for you and that you enjoyed this meditation and this information about energy blockages and stuckness. And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll link all of that below. I want to take a moment to talk about my women's intuitive training program, Awakening Sanctuary, where you can really learn to develop and own your sensitivity as your greatest gift and go from empath who's experiencing the world to somebody who is empowered in their ability to see and sense the world. And we really delve into and develop your ability to see energy, heal energy, and understand spirit. The other thing I wanted to talk about is my mentorship program, the Empowered Empath. And in the Empowered Empath, it is coaching and one-on-one work where we go into what are those limits, what is stopping you, what is the energy, and we work to clear that. I work with highly sensitive souls in that space, intuitives, empaths, neurodivergents, psychics, and anybody that has a connection in that way. I also work with spiritual business owners in that space. So I'll also link that information for you below. I have so many free resources linked on my website. I will also link those below. I have the Empowered Empath meditation. I have my Empath Survival Guide, 5 essential steps to learning how to own your sensitivity as your greatest gift and master your empathic abilities this lifetime. That is a free download if you want to learn more about your intuitive gifts and what type of intuitive gifts you have. There's a free quiz on my website where you can discover how psychic you are. As always, if you have any questions or if you like this content, please like and subscribe and share my content. I would love that. I would really appreciate it. If there's something else you want to see more of, please leave a comment so that I can make more content that is like that. Because most importantly, this channel is for highly sensitive souls on their spiritual journey this lifetime that want to learn more about themselves, their intuitive abilities, and how to really own their sensitivity as their greatest gift so it can become your magic. Everything is linked below. All of my free offerings are linked below, all of my contact information. If you'd like to book a session, you can do so through one of the links below. So please be sure to check that out. I am in such deep debt of gratitude for all of you. I hope to see the most empowered, enlivened, and excited version of you this lifetime emerge. So thank you again for being here and have a fantastic day.